To me, it's an honor. It's an honor to be a coordinator on the First Responder Task Force.
Because they're spending their time and putting themselves in harm's way to protect us, we're now serving and putting in long hours to make sure that, God forbid something happened to them, that their family is also protected and we're able to take care of them.
It is such an honor to be a part of the First Responder Task Force, serving first responders, because these are the same people that in a heartbeat would be there in my home for my family if something were to happen.
What we do is so little compared to what they do for us, and it's just an honor to be able to serve the first responders.
For me, first responders brought me back to life. Without a first responder, I wouldn't be here.
I always end saying, thank you for your service and explaining how much, importance there is there, but I also thank them for the family sacrifice, because a lot of people don't think about that and think about the missed holidays, the sleepless nights, things like that.
I personally went through a case like that when I was a young man, where our family didn't have any coverage from my father, and had the First Responder Task Force been around before he lost his life, maybe my family wouldn't have had to suffer so bad. There's little boys and girls out there who have daddies and mamas that are out there serving me, my family, other families around us, so if something happens to them doing that job, then their families are at least going to be financially taken care of.
We had an officer in Mobile County, Alabama. He was shot and killed in the line of duty. 27-year-old, had a young family, a brand new 1.5-year-old son.
Because of the decision he made across the table from me, it changed his family's life.
She had no idea he even had a policy at the time. He had never even told her about it. He acquired that before they were married. But we were able to extend a $40,000 college scholarship to his 1.5-year-old son.
She didn't know that there was an emergency death benefit within 24 hours that was in her hand that Saturday. And she did not know that her son would be going to college, that her husband's last effort to serve made sure that their son went to college. A daddy that he'll never get to really be intimate with. When he turns 17 or 18, he'll open that scholarship and know, my daddy did that for me.
And seeing her reaction when she found that out, and then being able to provide that, to her, that took what I do to a whole other level, and it created even a deeper passion for what I'm doing here, and a sense of urgency for me.
Unfortunately, this past summer I was serving a sheriff's office, and I was able to brief one particular shift during roll call on June 1st. On June 29th, we lost the lieutenant due to cancer, and we were able to immediately overnight the no-cost thank you benefit, and we were able to present that quickly to the family. Just to be able to lend a helping hand to let that family know that we care about them and we care about the service that their father provided to the community and his legacy that he left behind.
I sat down with an officer who did take a policy out on himself and his family. Exactly 1 week after that, he was shot and killed in the line of duty. So that policy, of course, paid out very quickly. We were able to provide some relief to his family so that their lives were obviously gravely disrupted. Fortunately, they didn't have to be disrupted financially. But I had one of his fellow officers sent me a text message saying, I believe that God brought you to our police station that day.
With the way that we take care of the first responders, when you walk out of that department, you know that you've changed lives.
I have a burning desire to go out and see as many first responders as I can. And it's important to me, it's important that the chief, the sheriff, that they make it important for their people, because what happens is we may go into a 50-man department, but if all we see is the roll call, then we're missing over half of the people. And if something happens and they didn't sit across from us, they weren't afforded that opportunity, that family suffers.
The most important part of my job in this role is making sure that I go 110% when I'm in an agency, meaning that I see every single person that's part of an agency. It's a tough task. They're moving in. There's a lot of moving parts. They're going in a lot of directions, but you're cheating that individual if they don't get to hear what we have to say and have the opportunity to protect their family with what we offer. So it's vital. It's critical to make sure, to make sure that I do my very best to see every single person that's part of an agency in every role.
This is one step that you can take as leadership to make sure that their families are taken care of, and I ask personally that you would do that for those families.
We appreciate your service. You guys are not forgotten. You mean everything to us. You mean everything to our families.
we thank you for what you do.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the sacrifices you make, for the sacrifices your families are willing to make, and be willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice at any given moment.